Cyber Harassment by Jennifer Ramirez. In trying to teach Cyber Harassment by Jennifer Ramirez. In trying to teach the student a lesson about taking responsibility for her actions, did the teacher go too far and become a bully? Why or why not? I believe she is right trying to teach her a lesson in front of the class, but I don't think that she was right for uploading a video of the confrontation. She did, in a sense, become a bully. She is nearly doing exactly what the young girl did, which is a form of bullying because the video can cause consequences as well. They are both to blame for their actions. Does she deserve to be fired for her actions? I chose not to be fired. She does not deserve to be fired, but reprimanded for her actions. She, as an adult, should have known that the teenager was immature, and sometimes people make comments and judgments out of anger. Why? The teacher, at the end of the day, has every right to defend herself. Firing her would not change anything towards bullying. This should be a lesson to learn from. What punishment does the student deserve? Why? Student reprimand. The student also deserves to be reprimanded by the school and her parents by the actions she committed. She should not have all platforms taken until she knows how to use all platforms responsibly. Why? This is to show the student and peers that there is a zero tolerance for any form of bullying in person or online. Pros and cons of social media. There's a lot of pros to social media, such as they can be used for educational tools, enhance study engagement, improve communication among students and teachers, also preparing students for successful employment. Cons. There is a lot of cons to social media, such as social media can be a distraction. Cyberbullying can happen while social networking. It can also discourage face-to-face communication. People get so used to being on their phones. Who is the victim in this case? The teacher or the student? The teacher, equally the victim. Why? The teacher was victimized by the student on social media by calling her names. Student, equally the victim. Why? The student was victimized by the teacher for uploading a video of a confrontation that would go viral. Was one victimized more than the other? No, they're both equally victimized by each other's actions. Do the victims have a right to defend themselves against bullies? Victims' rights to defend. Teacher. The teacher has every right to defend herself and her reputation. She was expressing her First Amendment right to freedom of speech. She was also protecting her well-being and that of her family. Student. The student also has the right to defend herself. She also has a family she must protect. The student has a right to freedom of speech depending on the type of expression and the age. What if they go through the proper channels to report bullying and it doesn't stop? Reporting. Teacher. The teacher should have the right to proper channels first prior to addressing the student. If the incident was reported and it didn't stop the bullying, then the teacher must take matters into their own hands. Student, if the student didn't report the bullying and it didn't stop, the student would more than likely go to social media for answers before she tells her parents of the bullying. What should compassion, how should compassion play a role in judging others' actions? Compassion. Compassion is just encouraging us to try to understand the motivations and circumstances behind someone's behavior. Compassion can help overlook rather than simply condemning because of what we see based on a surface level assessment. Compassion helps us see beyond the person struggling within, such as some key points of compassion in judgment. Empathy, recognizing shared humanity, deeper understanding, focus on intention, and constructive criticism. How are factors like age and gender used to excuse unethical behavior? Can you think of any other factors that are sometimes used to excuse unethical behavior? Age and gender factors. Men and women of all ages can be cyberbullied. There is no factor that can excuse unethical behavior against cyberbullying. A study in New Zealand showed averaged nearly 14.9% of people that responded stated that they have ever been a target of cyberbullying before, with 2.2% stating that they have had similar experiences in the past month. Mainly adults 18 to 25 experienced the highest level of cyberbullying. The level amongst older age among 66 plus age group. Excuses. Examples. They are young, they don't know any better. Kids will be kids. I'm sure it's nothing. She's too old to understand how things work in this generation. She's too young to understand the repercussions. How is cyberbullying similar or different from face-to-face bullying? Is one more harmful than the other? Cyberbullying versus face-to-face. Cyberbullying is the same as face-to-face, except it is done over the internet for the entire world to see. This is why there are so many students suicides because in the world due to bullying. Face-to-face is the same as cyberbullying because it comes in a form of verbal, physical abuse towards someone like teasing or being made fun of for having a disability. My personal experience. Do you know of any victim of cyberbullying and what type of harm did it cause? Did this personal harm this personal experience? Personal experience. I personally do not know anyone who has ever been a victim of cyberbullying, but this is a big topic on all social media platforms and in schools all around the world. I see the harm on social media it can cause and has caused. This plays a big role in one's mental health. This is why there is so many gun usage and school shootings because of people not being accepted for being different. Bullying has played a big factor in all of this. I remember being bullied in school for being poor. Personally, made me not want to go to school. This is why I know about bullying in general. Under any circumstances, it is not acceptable. Here are my references. I chose to go with pros and cons of social media in the classroom. What are free expression rights of students in public schools under the First Amendment? And a Google Scholar article about cyberbullying